Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Ryan Selvey, and I'm really excited to be joined again by Paul. Hi, Paul. How's it going?
Hey, nice to see you.
Always nice to have you on the stream. We have a New York stream coming
New
to you
York
guys,
team.
so we got two New York boys here. And today we're going to be looking over some different coloring features in Premiere that launched within the last month or so.
Yep.
And just for anyone who is not familiar with your work, Paul, shame on them, but do you want to give a quick introduction of yourself?
Yes, definitely. I would love to. My name is Paul Ash. I'm doing a lot of mobile videography and photography, and I'm sharing my thoughts about how you can level up your mobile photo and video game. Yeah, in order to create nice content in Instagram or whatever platform you use, and just to get the max out of your iPhone. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And today we're gonna talk about one of the biggest part of each video is color grading.
Okay. And so what part of your process does that normally kind of take up?
Um,
Is it like
Usually
first thing, last thing? Like when does that
it
play into your
is.
workflow?
It is the last. It's like
Yeah.
the last crispy, salty stuff you add on your cake. Ah, actually, not necessarily salty.
Hey, sweet and salty is good on a cake. I'll take a little bit of salt on top of a chocolate cake. We
Yeah.
are live on YouTube, so say hello if you guys are in the chat. So hi to Kelsey and Young Palace, also
Yeah, we see
Dino,
you guys. Thank you
Dino.
for joining us. I
If you guys have any
hope.
questions, please let us know.
Sure, absolutely. I would love to answer all of your questions, whatever you guys have in your mind. Just
Okay.
ask and we'll
Well, I'm
respond
gonna go
right.
ahead and I'm gonna share your screen, and then that way we
Sure.
can kind of hop into stuff. So what are we looking at
Yes.
today?
Let's see. So as you can see, I have my Premiere open. I actually not sure if you already see it because
Yeah, yeah, we can see it. Yep.
oh, great. So here's my Premiere, and what I usually do after I created this little sequence, you can see me in woods. I'm walking.
Well, we can't really see it because you're in camo.
You can see.
I was making a joke. Sorry, never mind. It's early. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm kind of nervous because today we're gonna talk about new stuff, uh, and this is what makes it different. Because usually after I did my edit, I go to Lumetri color window, and
Hmm.
I can't see it right now. I go to window, and usually here is where you can find Lumetri color, but not right now, because right now we are in Premiere Beta, and Premiere Beta have this new feature called color mode. As you can see right here, we have edit, color, and export. We didn't have color before, but right now we're gonna dive into color mode. And this is completely new setup
Ooh.
comparing to what we
Ah.
had before. Uh, it's already looks absolutely new and I don't know, pretty confident because we see all our frames right here. This is not all the footage I have in project, but this is all the footage I used in my sequence, and it's
Mhm.
already showing me thumbnails for each one. So I can see color grading in real time when I'm gonna do anything. Let me just flip some saturation, and you'll see it's updating right here, so I can see if colors matches or not. I can see it right away right here. That's super cool. That's super helpful, but we'll get back to it later.
Yeah, so there's
As
a
you can
lot of
see,
new stuff to unpack, which is pretty cool. And
yes, it's a lot, so
totally new
probably
UI.
absolutely new. I'm not sure if we will go in like too detailed discussion, but we'll try to touch a little bit of everything, and I'll
Hmm.
go over it as we do. So first, you can see we have two options here. You can color grade the whole sequence or the clip, or there's another option. Let's say I want to color grade only the footage with water. You can see waterfall here, so I just select two of those frames
Is this
with
in the Prospect Park, by the way? Where are you?
no, it actually I went to upstate. It's like
Oh,
one
cool.
hour
So it's upstate New York.
away from New York. Yeah, it's beautiful place. I don't remember exactly which one. I simply drove up until I see something interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
so when I select the footage like that, should be selecting. Yeah, so I select the footage. I have this window here. You see, before we didn't have anything. Once I select, we have selection here, and we can create group and choose to color grade only this group. Let's see, add adjustment to selected clips. And
Yep.
if I do any of the adjustments, you see it adjusts the whole group right here.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm trying to show it extremely right now
You're not trying to
just
make a spaghetti western.
yes. Okay. Suddenly
So this is a whole new way of approaching your timeline, which is really cool. So we're still in the
yeah,
same program, we're still in Premiere, but
absolutely.
for the first time now we are approaching it kind of as a uh, vertical reel rather than
Yes.
a it's like a vertical film strip, if you will, rather than like a
Yes.
timeline. But it's still making
And
all the
it,
adjustments to your timeline.
yes, and you can adjust it right here. There are a couple of options. You can set your videos in. I prefer this one. I just can see as much clips as I want.
Hmm.
And this works super cool. So yeah, let me go back to, let's say this shot. I want to color grade this one and
Let me get this
we'll
out of the way for a
adjust
second.
all we can. So first, what I love about it, when we adjust clip by clip, you can you have contrast here, exposure, temperature, balance, saturation. And when you click it, you see all the scopes right here. You don't have to adjust anything. It just pops up whatever you work with. It pops up exactly one you need right
Hmm.
here. That's super helpful when you want your lumetri scopes, when you want contrast. It's all here. And I don't need to press anything. I simply move my mouse up and down to adjust contrast here.
That's
And I
great.
see scopes, so I know that I want it to be right here. Once I click once again, it's done.
Yeah,
Then,
so the way that this works is a little different from maybe the past, and the idea that like you're clicking in and then that is essentially bringing you into the control system of
yeah,
editing those colors. So you're clicking, and then as you move your mouse around, it's going to then be the control. So like you have to click in and you also have to click out, not hold
yeah.
down and drag or whatever. Just like
And
keep
once
that in
again,
mind when you're going towards it.
it is in beta. So if you want to mess with it, if you want to try work with this color mode, you need to download Premiere Beta. It's not in official release yet. It's only in beta.
I think it is in
Uh,
the official now. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not. You're right. No, you're
Yeah,
right. They just launched
it's
it as
still
a
in
full release.
beta, but so it might be changing a bit. There are a couple downsides here still, but for the most of it, it's pretty amazing. So we have this to see the before and after. You see that I adjusted contrast. We go to exposure. We can adjust exposure if needed. But then you will ask me, why do I adjust? Why can I adjust only exposure if I want to adjust only highlights and shadows? And here we go. Down here, we can choose shadows, we can choose highlights. And if we decide to work only with highlights, we can do all the settings here, but with masked highlights. So if I adjust exposure, it's only affecting highlights.
Oh, that's great.
I can set up my own group by pressing plus, and I can do sample highlights, sample shadows. add highlight zone. That works perfectly. As for now, I just want to adjust. Let's see if we want to add this little warm color to our shadows. Oh, not shadows, highlights.
And so as you're clicking these different tools, we're having different UI kind of pop up on the screen here.
Yes.
We have the like each individual tool that has its proprietary like scopes or controls for each one. So you'll see that like when he hits temperature, that's why this circle is popping up with this kind of
Yeah.
radial menu.
And it's actually different than we had before. Before we had just two sliders for temperature and tint. Right now we have one circle, and as you can see, you can simply go around to select exactly what you want. We can choose if we want to go to blue temperature, or we want to go to like very green tint, or we want to go to magenta. Like it feels more natural to scroll through here than the sliders we had before. And it's easier to see everything in one place. So yeah, we'll set it
And you can
up.
also apply it to
And
multiple
now,
clips or just one clip, which is nice. I'm seeing Cody saying,
yeah,
I love that you can directly compare all of the scenes, which, yes, having kind of a bird's eye view and a zoom out look of everything is what's really good about this new film strip view.
yeah, absolutely. And we also have this one. We can easily copy all the settings we did and paste it on the new one. And then we can adjust it since I think it's a little too bright. I think I want to bring exposure down a bit, maybe temperature to,
And so when you're normally kind of approaching this and you're approaching color, I know you said it's one of the last things that you do.
yeah.
Is there anything that you're particularly looking for or you have in mind, or does it kind of have the content guide your vision towards the end as you kind of edit it? Do you get to some place and then make everything else match, or
So
um,
yeah, as you know, the color grading process sustain of two different steps. First
mhm.
is you adjusting your colors because sometimes you did white balance wrong. Sometimes you need to bring up some shadows. Let's say shadows are too dark. You can simply go and bring them up. Not, oh, wait a second.
I'm going to switch over to here real quick. Um, And so, as Paul gets that figured out, if you guys have any questions as we are hopping into any of this Premiere stuff, let us know. Also, let us know what you're working on today. If you are video editing yourself, if you are someone who is also
Hello? Can you
working on
hear me now?
something alongside. Oh, yep, you're good to go.
Oh,
Just let us know in the chat. Also, let us know if you're drinking anything. I'm having a iced coffee off to the here side, so would love to hear what you guys are getting into today, and also if you guys have plans for the big long weekend ahead. Because I know over in America we have a bank holiday on Monday, which means nice long weekend. So that either means you can catch up on your work, or maybe you can actually relax, like you're supposed to. Thank you to Cody for being here in the chat, by the way. I'm also seeing a message from Kelsey that was saying that iPhones only, and that she has a Google Pixel 9a. Yes, so we're working in desktop right now in Premiere for Premiere Video, but I also know they recently announced the Android Premiere off of the recent Android showcase that they had for Google about a week ago, which means that you'll be able to make Premiere Mobile edits on your Android device coming very soon, which is really exciting. Because we know with Paul before, we've actually worked quite extensively uh, in Premiere Mobile before. And actually, if you check out his previous video that we have with him, we do the thing where he does the voice to sound effects. So we had a screen of the iPhone pulled up, and then we had him take one of his videos, and he was like speaking into the iPhone, and then he was making sound effects that then also got translated into being real sound effects that we then implemented into the actual final piece, which is really fun. So hopefully that's coming to you too soon. I know that Paul shoots predominantly on an iPhone, but a lot of these things can all still be reflected and approached with Android as well, or regular camera, or anything else. So just basically, the color grading in particular is the strength of being able to have any sort of process to get you there. It just needs to get there.
Hey,
Um,
Ryan, I'm
yes,
back.
sir. Yeah, you never
Yes.
left. I was just talking. You were here
Oh,
the whole
really?
time. I was just talking.
Oh, great, because my laptop just decided to stop everything, so I had
What do you
to.
tend to work on, by the way? You're working on a Mac, right?
Yeah, I'm working on Mac, and recently I moved to MacBook Air
Oh, you have
because
MacBook Air. Cool.
yeah, since I'm doing everything mobile, I want to travel and being able to edit on a desktop still. So I had to go with MacBook Air, and sometimes it's simply not enough storage for run some of my project. I mostly work with external drive. Let me
Okay.
see. You can, yeah, and
And you just
sometimes
hook that straight up to the device, and then it is pulling your footage off of there predominantly.
yes, since I can then later connect it to iPad, iPhone. Yeah, it's very convenient, and most of the time it works perfectly.
Well, that's
So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, because I know you can take like hard drives now with USB-C connection, and you can actually hook them directly into an iPad, which like
yeah.
you used to have dongles and weird stuff, and now you can actually just
Now it's super
have
simple.
some storage there that you're actually just.
Unless unless you have an iPhone Air, which surprised me because it still has USB Type-C,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have, I think it doesn't have HDMI connector in there. So if
Oh,
you connect it as HDMI, it will not work. Only
but you don't
iPhone
have
Air.
you don't have an iPhone Air though, right? You have like an iPhone
Yeah,
Pro,
yeah, I
right?
have the 17 Pro. Yeah, because I am the
I was gonna
pro.
say with all the videos that you're constantly shooting, it'd be a
Yeah,
surprise
yeah.
if you didn't.
I
Um,
just try because I love the idea of airs because it's usually less weight. It's like super easy to carry on,
mhm.
but fortunately, it lack of production value. So that's why I use my huge iPhone 17 Pro Max. So
So when you're
we,
doing that, are you normally just shooting by hand? Like, are you putting it
yeah,
on, in a gimbal or
yeah.
anything, or are you just doing
Yeah,
it
I
all
hate
just?
all those mobile gimbals and stuff.
Hmm.
If you see me promoting gimbal on my Instagram, that's paid promotion for sure.
I'm gonna clip this. We're gonna put it right next to it at any point. Oh no,
Yeah.
he's still open to brand deals, everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. You can still change my mind. But mostly, I love just an iPhone. Actually, there are some iPhone lenses I love to use, but
oh
with,
really?
yeah, there are
And
a
that's just something
couple.
that you put on top of the lens itself.
And it works perfectly because like you have 58 millimeter, you have nice fish eyes, you have nice macro, and it usually works better than the original iPhone cameras.
Oh,
Yeah, so
nice.
that's
So,
really helpful. I actually had one, like I think it was 200 millimeter. You
hmm,
just attach it to your phone and it's like this big.
yeah.
It's crazy. I actually lost it on one of the concerts I went to shoot from the.
Oh no. I wonder if you
Yeah,
lost it or
yeah.
somebody else snagged it. Um,
Yeah.
but I
Oh,
have
you're
your
showing my
Instagram pulled up
Instagram.
here.
Great.
And so we have a bunch of different things. Some of your pin posts that you have up at the top. Obviously, you have your shot on iPhone for bad omens, but you also have the 10 iPhone camera settings that you need to change, amongst a bunch of other products that you've been working on. We have Premiere Mobile, which I know we streamed
Yeah, yeah.
together about. Um,
And
and
I don't know if there are any music fans here. Recently, I simply went to Bring Me the Horizon show.
Mhm.
I shot couple clips of them, and their director reached me back, asked me to send them some videos, and they published it on their main channel with 10, I think like 10 million views, or oh, I think it's 4 million subscribers.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fantastic. I mean, that also
yeah,
just goes to
and
show
I've
you like
been
focus on the
fan of
things that you're
them since
passionate about.
then. Yeah. Okay,
Um,
so let's get back to color grading.
All right, sounds good. If you go ahead and share your screen, then we'll go ahead. We'll throw it up on
Oh,
the thing, and then
you
we will
patiently
be able to
waiting
hop back
me
in.
to do so. I didn't know that I have to do it
We're
again.
good to
Right
go.
here.
All right,
Do you
so
see
we're
my screen
back,
now?
and we're looking at you
Yes.
holding up your drone, standing in what looks like very cold water.
It was
Hopefully not
cold.
getting
It
wet.
was cold. Yes, I actually did. I actually did. You
Oh,
can
I'm so
find
sorry.
this video edited on my profile.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the thing is, I was filming with my friend, and he's like, "Are you a good drone pilot?" I was like, "Yes, I am." In 5 minutes later, the
Did you
drone
drop
fell
it?
into water, and I
No. Oh my
had
gosh, did it
to
get
rescue
ruined, or
it.
did you just have to dry out and then it worked fine again?
It actually worked fine again, but
Okay.
the week later, I crashed it. So,
So you're just not to be trusted with any of the drones.
yes, yes, I need to. I was sure that I don't need obstacle avoidance, but I definitely needed it.
You know,
Next
sometimes
time
sometimes you need
with
the
the new
bumpers, sometimes
drone,
you need the training wheels, and we're okay with
definitely.
that.
So,
Um,
we have another section here called color shift. As you see, it's already picked up all the main colors in my scene. We can see red, orange, like more washed out orange and yellow, and you can already adjust them. If we scrolling through, it's showing me. You see, it's black and white, and it shows only the selected color. Here is some yellow and green. Here's some oranges and other oranges. Like skin
and that's
tone
cool
is
that
right
it's
here.
identifying the colors that are present kind of in the footage that you can adjust
Yes,
that
and
are
I
then based
love
off of the
that
shift that you're working with.
it's making it automatically, so
Hmm.
I don't have to do it on my own, but I still can. If I click here, I can choose whatever color I want and work only with this color. But for
Oh,
now,
that's
I
pretty.
simply do, let's adjust some skin tone here. We have saturation shift. We can just make it brighter. We can change the hue of it if we want to make it more yellow, which I prefer. Let's
And so what are
see.
we looking at with kind of this circular thing? Right now it's giving us a circular range and then it's just
Yeah.
showing you how much within that color spectrum
Yes,
you
and
want present.
you can rotate it, and you see it gives you wider spectrum of colors as well, but you don't want to go too crazy with it, so you simply uh, it's so intuitive actually. Like it's might look hard right here on the stream, but it's super intuitive. I
Yeah.
feel I'm actually never used this before because I didn't do professional color grading. I
Hmm.
usually did it with Lumetri colors, and still I can do it right now. It's so simple. Click again, and we can also do lumetri shift. We can make our skin tone brighter or darker right
And the fun thing
here.
here is you can actually see a little bit of the colors in the scopes there that are then being
Yeah,
adjusted. So you have the data
yeah.
of going, vertical on your y-axis, but then you also have the actual color change that is there. Bree is joining us in the chat saying good morning. Good morning to Bree.
Good morning, good morning.
And then also Cody saying thank you for the tips on changing iPhone camera settings. I'm checking out your post on Instagram. So yeah, that's
Oh
great.
yeah, absolutely. I would say again, the biggest thing you need to change is 4K 24 frames per second. Even though I get into discussions about 24 frames per second all the time, I
Yep.
don't know why, but we forgetting that 24 frames per second is cinematic standard, and people trying to convince me that it's need to be 60 or even more, because people are into gaming but not into uh, cinema. And throughout the years, 24 frames per second being cinematic standard, and our brain got used to the motion of 24 frames per second. For me, if I seeing 60 frames per second in final video, it looks to, I don't know, it's like it doesn't feel like a movie at all. It feels just a TV segment, a news
Mm-hmm.
segment, but definitely not as movie. But when you're creating videos, for me, it's very important to achieve this cinematic movie feel. So that's why I'm always suggesting 24 frames per second, uh, 4K, because you still need this crispy image with all the details. And 4K on iPhone works perfectly. We don't need 8K, even though we don't have it yet, but I don't think we even need it.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's the best settings, I would say. And another very important tip, always clean your camera, because since the lens is
Gosh, all
tiny,
the
you
time.
need to clean it before every single shot. Yeah.
Do you just have a little
And
micro cloth that you carry around with you that you just
no, I just
clean?
do it with my outfit. It's just
Mine never works
one.
in my outfit. It always just gets a lot
It,
gets all just gets even smudgy, and I'm always just like it looks fine maybe when I'm there, and then when I get home I'm like, oh no, I'm like this.
yeah, it happens a lot.
Okay.
For me, the easiest thing to know that your camera is clean, when you point to the light, it shouldn't give you any flares.
Right.
That's how
Any
you know
streaks or
that your
anything.
lens. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's- When I see people, especially on shows, carrying their iPhones and just not looking at the camera at all, just waving it,
Yep.
I don't get why do you film it? Like if you want, you can go to YouTube, just type whatever the artist name live, and you'll see tons of similar videos. You can download it, post it on Instagram if you want. But if you want to create something cool, then you have to work a little more than just holding your phone in the air. And let me see if we can adjust yellows a bit, because I want this grass behind me to be more vibrant. Let's move it toward the green a bit.
And then the way
Oh,
that you're just like adjusting that is by clicking on the colors that we have down here. But you could
yeah,
also, if you need to isolate it, you can also use the eyedropper tool, and then be able to add new colors, which is cool.
yes. I think I shifted too much.
Now, I'm also wondering what kind of things people on if people have messed with the color grading themselves, they're making their own sorts of things. I have been working on a few different reels of my own. I recently went to the Sphere in Las Vegas. I was very excited to be able to create a reel about uh, the graphics that I was able to see, and I can even show you guys here when I'm working in Premiere. I'm going to pull up my own Premiere project, and this is I'm going to be real with you guys here. Now, granted, this isn't the beta, I don't believe. Although I could pull it out. I think I have the beta still involved. Still, I do actually. So let me pull that up, and I'll actually pull the project up in Premiere Beta, and from there, I will actually show you guys some of the stuff that I have. And I can even show you in instances where my camera lens was actually a little too smudged, um, and a little too messed up to actually be able to properly um, get the right thing. So to his point, um, just let's see, open this up. I'll share my screen. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and move this over. And so you see it's loading right now. But the way that I have mine set up is I will have my talking head, which is where I use my object mat for this, which is where you can see I can just move myself over top of the camera here. But if we go into sequence 2, this is where actually all of my content lives for the top portion of my reel. And what we can do is I actually had edited this in the old one, so you can see that I have Lumetri color here. But now if I go over into the color segment, it will then open up that entire area, and you can see I have all of these different um, things on the side, just like Paul had. And you can see that as I click in, there are the exact issues that Paul was talking about, right? which unfortunately, like there is only so much that you can do in post. You can obviously mess with your sharpness, and you have the sharpening amount, the sharpening radius, and the sharpening threshold. So like if I bring this up, you can see it gives me this really cool visualization of the sharpenization of the edges. And then you can see that I can also adjust the amount that is then being applied to those edges. And then I can also mess with the threshold as to say like where it blocks in and when it blocks out. Um, Now, with any of this texture, you can also hop into the texture itself to then it'll give you a similar idea. And just as I was saying before, you click in and then you bring it up and down. So you can see in the bottom, you can like really make some crazy stuff. And you can also at any point turn it on and off to then adjust. So this obviously is a very messy sharpening. I probably wouldn't go this crazy. So let's just bring it back to normal. Some other things that I would probably do is when you're recording a screen, you often have to bring down the exposure, right? Because the exposure is obviously like you're shooting at a light, right? You're as you begin to mess with it, you are like essentially just pointing your camera directly at a light to then get the information. Now, granted, this is a huge screen, which is crazy. Like for reference, these are humans right here, and it like wraps around. But you can see that I have already have a quite amount of contrast that then I have then gone into adjust. And then I'm also adjusting the exposure as I am going. And so this is a good instance of where you might want to create a few different you might want to create a few different groups. I'm not going to be able to apply this same effect to absolutely every single piece of work. I can then adjust, see globally or shadows or highlights for this specific clip. You can also add specific zones where I'm going to sample the highlights or sample the shadows. And so for this case, like I'm seeing that maybe we're losing too much here in the highlights because they're a little overblown. So what I'd probably do is I would maybe go and adjust my exposure, see if I can adjust with some of the balance, because with the balance, it's really peeking out into a white where there is some white balance that I would want to adjust. But more importantly, I want to make sure that there's clarity and that the focus is up here on this wizard and not instead on this kind of distraction area down here. We also have a few other like very bright, very saturated, and you can see that my colors down here are automatically changing to reflect the color that I'm looking at. So if we look at it without hovering on anything, you can see that we have all of this color. It's getting compressed because one, it was being shot just I think in, I don't even know if I was shooting in 4K. I think I might have been shooting in 1080p. You can see you can also adjust down here whether or not you want to show the resolution that it's working with. But what you can do is you can then hop in between each one, and you can then go like and see as I'm highlighting over the blue, it has the hue of 240 degrees. I can then highlight that area and then we can adjust accordingly. Now, especially with something like this, we're not going to want to adjust too many of the colors too much because like it is a full composition that is bathing the entire area in color. That said, if I was looking at maybe something a little bit more monochrome, like this inside of a bunny hive, then when we're looking at maybe I don't want any blues, right? So you can go in here and I could really bring down the saturations of blues. That way, and then when we're looking at our oranges, we can then increase our orange to get there. So then I would just bring it all back in from a full size view of the entire sequence. You can then also bring it into the template that I have, and then we can go to color. And if I wanted to fully adjust that color on top of it, you can see I still have all of my other individual sequences where I can then apply something to a sequence wide thing if I want to. But yeah, that's my little tangent of being able to look at my own stuff. But it looks like we have Paul rejoining us, and
Yeah.
excited to see more about this outside nature touching grass because I was too busy in the middle of the desert looking at the world's largest LED screen. So
Oh, that's super cool.
two very
Yeah.
different vibes.
Unfortunately,
Which
Yeah,
man, you
that's
got to see it. You would geek out in a way that like you would be so
absolutely.
excited. You would also just like love
Absolutely.
to shoot some drone footage or something and have it show up
No,
in
no more
the
drones for
sphere.
me, please.
Okay, so all right, maybe somebody
I
else's
mean,
drone
we're
footage,
not
right?
saying yeah, I still open for collaborations, but yeah. We go back to this frame. As I see, it's a little too bright. I will quickly adjust highlights here. I go to highlights, I lower the exposure here. And we have this interesting thing here. When we click plus, we can add clip style and LUT, and I actually enjoyed the way it has so many different styles here. Maybe this is not the best footage to use for it. Let's go back to me with the drone right here.
But these are
Uh,
baked into Premiere in this new
yes,
function, right? This isn't like it's
yes.
things that you had to purchase or download on the side. These are all presets that
Absolutely.
are
We
available.
have so many different presets, and just looking with their names, I already love it. We have cinematic, contrast, lighting, monochrome, sad boost. And recently, I've been editing one video. We'll get back to it. So let's see which styles we can apply. And once again, we can apply it to the whole section, we can apply it to the group. In this case, I will just go through it and see if it looks good on my footage. And I actually love so many of them. Okay, this one we moved to Mexico. Here we back in New York.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
It's like
some
you've got
monochrome ones.
Mexico, you've got Russia, you've got New
Yeah,
York is gonna be like totally blue or
right
even
between.
like LA is randomly sometimes like either orange or green randomly. Like some like not so much as much anymore, but for a while they were like making
Yeah,
it like
but
matrixy.
it's always so funny in movies. Okay, this one a little corny. We
Hmm.
go back. I love the cinematic ones and actually enjoyed this one. It's pretty bright and
It has high
vibrant.
contrast. It has
Yeah.
bright highlights and deep dark like drop offs for black into
Yes.
shadows. It looks like.
And once we have it, I click done. See, we have some new things popped out. Uh, this is the intensity of it. We can make it more intense, less intense. I would put it right in the middle.
Which
Maybe
is nice
like,
because sometimes you can maybe see a style that you like, but you're like, maybe that's a little too cheesy. But what it
yes,
might be is you
yes,
might just want 50% of that, right? So you would apply it and
absolutely.
then
You can always
drag it
split the
down.
difference and it works perfectly. Contrast kit. Uh, Once again, it's different tool for contrast. We can adjust it here. You can see how it moves. And maybe you don't want it to be over contrasty. Like maybe right here, temperature
Hmm.
saturation is the ones we had before. And I love this one called flare. You can basically adjust the dark part of the frame. Like the only, not even shadows, it's just the point of black, how high you want it to be. I
Hmm.
usually love my image contrast, so I think I'll leave it down here. Okay, we have plus icon here. We can add some
Film
more
color, a
styles and
flare.
modules, and it's so cool. Like you can build your own custom preset, or you can simply build your way of color grading. The only the features you love and use, you can customize it, and you have everything right here. And it's super easy to just go over. Then you can select all of it, either copy, or if you want, you can select the group as we did before and apply it to the whole group. You can add adjustment selected clip, add style to selected clip, and we already have our style. So I just click here and boom, it's already added to all of my clips. And as I
What's
told
also
you before,
cool is you can see that a lot of this is visualized in the case of like tags or little modules. And all of these
Yeah.
modules, if we're looking down here at like clip or group three or sequence, we have adjust one, we have Hicon, we have sequence style one. You can take those and you can drag those modules in between any of those areas. So if you wanted to actually just have the high contrast taken away from the group and over to the clip, that is totally draggable. It's this really tactile way of visually organizing in a way that I feel like a lot of creatives work, and
Yeah.
being able to kind of like move things around as if it's like all on this big table in front of you, which is a cool way of being able to work.
Absolutely. I would definitely say you have to get used to it. Yeah, I think I still need to, because it's just completely different comparing to what we had before.
Yep.
And as I told you, Lumetri color is not the main color grading element anymore. You can still add it in effects if you need some of those. I don't know, maybe you still don't get used to it. You need to adjust something in old way. You can always go back to edit, go to effects, and when you type Lumetri color, it will be right here, and it
Right.
looks exactly as it used to. It's just not the main color grading instrument anymore, and I'm not sure if it will be ever upgraded again, because right now we have this window, and I love it actually. It's just a little new, so you have to get used to it. And another thing I love is you can add your LUT to the whole sequence.
Yeah.
Here's which in color space, it tracks 709 for my footage. And I actually love all of those slots. They pre-installed as well. And I recently edited one noir video, and
Oh, really? What was that for? That was just for like a fun kind of take off,
not
cheeky
really. It
thing.
actually it is for Adobe, and you'll see it pretty soon.
Ooh.
It's amazing. I love it. I think it's the most interesting project I did in last couple of years, and I
Okay.
really enjoy it. Yeah, you'll see it. I think like in a week or two.
Okay.
But
So we'll stay tuned for it.
I checked those noir LUTs, and those fit perfectly. Not necessary for this forest thing, but
It gives a different
uh,
vibe. Gives like almost like a true crime
yeah,
experience if you have
actually,
here.
it is. Let's see how it looks with it.
Like, what is
And
he
it's super
doing?
simple. Like you just, especially like when you adjusted your colors already, when you just adjusted contrast and white balance, then you can um, quickly go through different LUTs just to see the mood of the video.
Yep.
Maybe it will change your mind. Maybe you will decide, oh, I want it to be more like blue vibe, and then you can adjust your color grading to it.
And you even
Or
have that intensity slider. And it's all
of course,
non-destructive. So like all of this stuff can be undone either right away with Command Z, or it can
yeah.
be updated later when you are going and you're trying to
Yeah, and I love the
delete
way
it
intensity
manually.
works here. Like everything, I really enjoy this just clicking and moving my mouse. That's really works for me. I love
Yeah.
it, and it feels more professional. That's what I want to say. It's definitely feels more professional this way. And I think I actually love these colors. It's less warm. I think I need to adjust this one. We did too much here, so probably I will leave the style I added, and maybe the temperature thing is not my thing anymore. I'll go back with it, especially with highlights. Okay, I think I adjusted white
And
balance
I'm just
here.
loving how like as you cycle through it and you're like looking at what you're working on, it's actually making it flicker to only disappear and showcase what you're working on,
Yeah,
which is really nice.
it's super easy. Like I see shadows, uh, and if I realize that I need more of it, I can simply press here, sample shadows. Let's say I need, and everything in real time.
Yeah.
That's super easy to do. Right here, and now I have another shadows here, which I can adjust later on. this. Um, we also have this sharpness and texture. Pretty much it's self-explanatory, but still we can add some more details to our shot. I'm not sure if we want to, but sharpness it's something that I always add in the end of my color grading process. I just giving it a little extra crispiness, just maybe 5%, and it looks better than before. Just I'm not sure if you even see it, but it gives this tiny little difference that makes your footage looks much better. Yeah, and I love that you can adjust your sequence, you can adjust your clips individually, and you can jump between those over and over again. Like I can go back to LUT, I decided to slightly decrease it. I go back to adjust the style of this exact clip, or if I have my group selected before, I can jump between many groups. And what I would say, one clip could be in different groups. That's pretty interesting because you can adjust it in one way for some shots, and then you can just add some saturation on individual clip. And jumping between all of it is super intuitive, super easy. And actually, it doesn't make me want to go back to adjustment layers and all of this stuff we had before. So I
Because it's all
really
just
have,
in one existing ecosystem rather than having to kind of like
yeah.
stack everything. Like, and yes, it's stacked left or right here, but at least it's stacked in a
Hmm.
way that like you can use it in groups and they're not just individually set to each individual source.
Yeah.
Because before you would maybe have to make that an adjustment layer that then would be on top of certain footage, and that was confusing. Here in this way, you can at least
Yeah.
always go back and edit groups.
And once again, here we can see all the footage we use in our timeline. And you can even filter it out by, let's see, graded shots. We can choose source. Let's say you're doing documentary and you have your A roll, and you can simply choose source, and then it will show you all the cuts you made from this footage, but it's gonna be all in one place, and you can edit them all together or adjust one by one. You can mark it. So it basically gives you all the experience you did with edit, and I absolutely enjoy my editing workflow with Premiere. But now we have this new experience with color grading. Um, and one more thing I think we still have time to do, it's masking. We still have this new mask tool. It's actually
Which is
just
so
got out
great.
of beta.
It's so
Uh,
nice.
we'll give it time. Uh, it's lagging a bit right now, I think. But when you
Well,
click on your
it's still
brush,
going to track it for it. So it's going to normally, like, if it does that, like, it's going to be a little bit weird at first, but then as you then track it, it
mhm.
will then adjust and be able to then manually change that
And
mask,
in
which is
order
really
to
nice.
track it, so it selected me, then I just double click, choose track mask, and it's gonna do it on its own. I don't have to track it manually. I don't have to track it forward, track it backward. It's gonna do everything for me, and it's doing a great job, as you can see. Like it's perfectly selecting me, deselect the drone I have. Yeah, and now I can go back to the footage.
And
There
it's
it
also
is.
nice because it's like the ability that you were able to mask that out in 30 seconds without touching much is like that's
Yes,
something that would maybe take days, like
yes.
literally like 3 months
Also,
ago.
it also opens the FX control, which you don't need actually. So you just close it out, and then you can do whatever changes you want just with this subject. Let me try it once again for this clip. It's a little harder to track me, I think, since I'm going over the woods. Let's see, always have to give it a little time to pick up where you're at. Okay, doesn't want to select anymore. What did I wrong? What did I do wrong here? Maybe should I go back? Okay, yeah, now it works. Okay, and once you selected and tracked, you can simply adjust. I think it's just because it's better, it can give you some glitches, but trust me, you can do it. Okay. And just want to go over everything we talked and discussed today.
Yeah, right. Because we're about to just close it out now. We were looking at different color module. You're showing us how it applies to all the different color grading that you can have in your
Yes.
composition. And this is in the beta right now. So we were looking at different things like your color and contrast, your shift, your texture,
Yeah.
um,
And I still
your
it's gonna be
presets of
even
colors.
better when it's released in final version
Hmm.
because we always seeing like nice adjustments, improvements over the beta versions. Um, I love that we can select so many different areas of the frame, and it all will be saved right here. And I don't think we have any limits. I think we can
You're going to add a
add
million
as
highlight
much as we
zones.
want. Yes. You can choose your highlights for skin tone. Then you want to choose your highlights for background and adjust all of them separately. That's that's pretty cool thing to be able to do. And once
Yeah.
again, we have groups. You can select your groups if you have, let's say, documentary where you have your street shots, uh, maybe some B-roll, A-roll, indoor shots, and all of those you want to color grade separately. And it's
Yep.
super easy here because you can adjust groups. You still see how it looks all together, or if you want, you can simply filter it out by selecting the group name or source name or ungraded or graded clips like this one. This one, you can see right away which clip you didn't grade because you
Yep.
can just simply filter it out and okay, this one. I forget because sometimes, I don't know if it's happened to you, especially with big, nice projects, you grading it, you making some changes and exporting the video, and then you see one or two frames not graded
Yep.
just because it was somewhere up and or under adjustment layer. Yeah, and it's always easy here. So I love this new tool. I want to see what's coming next. I'm pretty sure it will evolve and will be upgraded even more and better. But for now, it's already showing some super cool stuff we never had before.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for walking us through that. And thank you so much for coming on Adobe Live. We always love having you, Paul. As we were saying before, thank you, Cody, for putting the link to his Instagram on in the
Thank you
chat.
so
It's just
much.
Paul Ash. But thank you so much. You guys should stay tuned because coming up right after this, we actually have Jess Goldsmith in working in Illustrator and working on some out of this world typographic illustrative designs that then she's going to bring to life in realistic mockups. And so that's coming up next, and that has your host Jacob Paris, and Jess Goldsmith is going to be your guest, which is going to be a really good time. So make sure you guys stick around for that, and you will be automatically pushed over to there right after this video ends. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much, Paul. All
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ryan. See you
right,
later.
everybody, have a great day. All right, see you in a minute.
Bye
Bye.
bye.